If war breaks out in Asia, these powerful nations will risk everything, money, soldiers, even nuclear conflict, to protect the Philippines. But why? In the shadows of the Pacific, alliances awaken. Old promises echo and new dangers loom. The world's most formidable militaries are mobilizing. Their resolve will soon be tested, not just by the threat of invasion, but by the possibility of a war that could engulf the world. Tonight we stand at the edge of history. The fate of the Philippines is no longer just their own. It is a test for every nation that dares to draw a line against aggression. As the world holds its breath, only one question remains: who will stand with us? The air hums with tension, a palpable sense of anticipation hanging heavy over the ocean. As warships slice through the Pacific, their wakes carving temporary paths across the vast expanse of water, engines idling ready for action, a symphony of controlled power waiting to be unleashed. On American supercarriers floating fortresses of modern naval might, pilots scan the horizon, their eyes sharp, searching for any sign of threat or challenge. While submarines glide silently below, unseen guardians of the deep, sentinels of a fragile peace, a delicate balance maintained by constant vigilance. Their mission: defend the Philippines, a nation at the heart of a brewing storm, now the epicenter of a global storm where competing interests clash and the stakes are immeasurably high. From Okinawa, Japanese F-35s scramble, their powerful engines roaring as they ascend into the sky, and Australian P-8 Poseidons patrol the skies, tireless sentinels watching over the maritime domain. Their sensors tracking every move, analyzing every signal, leaving nothing to chance. These are not exercises, this is not a drill, these are real deployments, a tangible demonstration of commitment and resolve. As nations brace for the unthinkable, preparing for a confrontation that could reshape the world order, the world's great powers have drawn a line, a symbolic boundary in the sand in the turquoise waters around the Philippine archipelago, a region of immense strategic importance. Crossing it would mean more than invading a country. It would be a direct challenge. It would challenge the global order, the delicate framework of international law and diplomacy, and risk a conflict that could engulf the Indo-Pacific, a region teeming with economic and military power. For Filipinos, it's about survival and sovereignty, the right to determine their own destiny. For the world, it's a test, a critical juncture. Will alliances forged in past wars hold? Will they stand firm in the face of new threats, against the ambitions of rising powers? Will diplomacy prevail, or will force dictate the future? The answer is being written in steel hulls and deployment orders, in the movements of ships and aircraft, not diplomatic notes. The language of power is being spoken. The stakes could not be higher. The future hangs in the balance. The world watches, breath held, as tensions reach a fever pitch, as the guardians stand ready, prepared to defend their allies and uphold international law. Will they hold the line, or will the storm finally break, unleashing a conflict with unimaginable consequences? This is not history. It's happening now, unfolding before our very eyes on June 27th, 2025. A day that may be remembered for generations to come. The fate of the Philippines may decide the future of the world. The world is holding its breath. In a world increasingly defined by interconnectedness and geopolitical maneuvering, why does the fate of the Philippines command the world's attention? Why are global leaders and strategists so keenly focused on this archipelago nation? Geography. It's the cornerstone of the Philippines' significance. The Philippines isn't just an island nation, it's the gatekeeper, strategically positioned between the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean and the resource-rich South China Sea. It's a keystone, a vital link in the chain of global trade and security, influencing the economic and military landscape of the entire region. Over a third of the world's shipping, carrying goods and resources that fuel economies worldwide, passes through these waters, all funneled by the narrow passage of the Luzon Strait, making it one of the planet's most critical maritime choke points, a place where control means influence. Control the Philippines and you effectively control the flow of goods, the lifeblood powering the global economy, dictating who prospers and who struggles. Militarily, the Philippines is akin to an unsinkable aircraft carrier, a natural fortress, providing a perfect staging ground, a launch pad for projecting power and influence across the region. For the US and its allies, access to Philippine bases translates to the ability to mount a rapid response to any crisis, ensuring stability and deterring aggression. For rivals, seizing the Philippines would represent a critical victory, breaking the first island chain and opening the Pacific to their fleets, challenging the existing maritime order. The country's true, often underestimated value lies in its geographical location, making it the fulcrum, the central point upon which Asia's delicate balance of power rests. Its fall, its destabilization would not be merely a regional concern, it would trigger a global shift, a realignment of power with far-reaching consequences. The consequences would ripple through every nation on Earth, impacting trade, security, and international relations. The world is watching with bated breath because the stakes are nothing less than the future of the global order, the stability of nations, and the prosperity of billions. The Philippines, therefore, is more than just a country. It is the strategic heart of Asia, a vital organ in the global system. Lose it, and the entire structure, the carefully constructed edifice of global stability, could collapse, leading to unpredictable and potentially catastrophic outcomes. That's why this battle, this struggle for influence and control, truly matters to everyone on the planet. At the core of the Philippines' defense, a cornerstone of its security strategy, is its oldest and most powerful ally, a steadfast partner through thick and thin, the United States. Bound by the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, a formal agreement solidifying their commitment, the US has pledged that an attack on the Philippines, any act of aggression against its sovereignty, is an attack on America itself. A red line, clearly defined and firmly defended. This is not just rhetoric, it's a tangible commitment backed by action. Joint exercises like Balikatan, a powerful display of unity and interoperability, ensure US and Filipino forces can fight as one, honing their skills and strengthening their bond. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, gives US forces rotational access to key Philippine bases, strategically positioning assets, placing American power close to any flashpoint, projecting strength and deterring potential adversaries. This presence is a tripwire, a clear signal. Any aggression risks immediate US involvement, a swift and decisive response. The alliance is rooted in shared values, a foundation of democracy and freedom, and a complicated but deep history, forged in war and strengthened by mutual respect. For Washington, defending the Philippines, standing by its treaty obligations, is about upholding the international order and American credibility, reinforcing the rules-based system. If the US falters, if it fails to honor its commitments, its entire alliance network could unravel. A domino effect of distrust and uncertainty. Allies worldwide would question America's promises. Doubts would creep in, undermining global security. For the US, the defense of the Philippines, its unwavering support, is a test of its role as a global leader, a demonstration of its resolve and commitment. The message is clear, unambiguous, and resolute. The Philippines will not stand alone. It has a powerful ally in its corner. American air and sea power, a formidable force, is already in place, ready to respond, prepared to defend its ally and uphold its commitments. The alliance is alive, vibrant, and constantly evolving, visible in every joint patrol and shared base, a testament to their enduring partnership. The stakes are global, with far-reaching implications, and the US is all in, fully committed to the defense of the Philippines. The world is watching, scrutinizing every move to see if America will keep its word. The credibility of the United States hangs in the balance. Japan's era of military restraint is over. Facing new threats, Japan has reinterpreted its constitution and is re-emerging as a regional power. Japan's security is tied to the Philippines. If Manila falls, Japan's sea lanes and economy are at risk. The Reciprocal Access Agreement allows Japanese and Filipino forces to train together, a historic step. Japanese destroyers and surveillance planes now operate alongside Filipino counterparts, sharing intelligence and presence. Japan supplies patrol vessels, radar, and military hardware, boosting the Philippines' defenses. This is not just aid, it's a strategic investment in regional stability. For Japan, defending the Philippines is defending itself. It's a policy of forward defense, meeting threats before they reach Japanese shores. The Rising Sun's resolve is clear. The Philippines' security is now a Japanese priority. Australia, a key US ally, sees the Philippines as a neighbor and vital partner. Its security and prosperity depend on stable sea lanes that pass right by the Philippines. The status of visiting forces agreement enables joint exercises and close military cooperation. Australian troops train in Philippine jungles. Filipino officers study in Australia, building trust and readiness. Australian ships and planes join Allied patrols, providing critical surveillance and early warning. Australia is the southern anchor of the alliance, projecting power and supporting operations across the region. For Canberra, the stakes are fundamental: a free and open Indo-Pacific protected by law, not force. The fall of the Philippines would shatter the regional order and threaten Australia's security. Standing with the Philippines is a core national interest. Australia's commitment is firm, its role indispensable.